Chapter 18, Laughter in the Face of Discord, The Scattered Gods, Part 3, Celestial Challenges. The Aegis Order headquarters pulsed with a tense quietude. The euphoric echoes of the multiversal concert had faded, replaced by the sobering reality of the ongoing threat. The news of the freed victims had spread like wildfire, further fueling the Scattered Gods' resolve to dismantle the chorus of discord once and for all. Apollo, his golden hair a halo around his focused face, traced holographic lines across a shimmering map of the cosmos. Artemis, clad in her hunter's armor, her eyes narrowed, circled the table, restlessness radiating from her every step. They had received cryptic intel, a cloaked figure appearing during the concert, a message about the elusive nexus, but translating it into actionable information remained a challenge. Suddenly, the holographic display flickered like a dying flame, lines distorting and maps twisting. Then, with a deafening crack that echoed through the chamber, a swirling vortex ripped open in the center of the room. From its depths, a warped monstrosity materialized. It was Maldred the Maestro, once a violinist of unmatched skill, now a grotesque parody, his features contorted with rage and his eyes burning with a malevolent crimson glow. "Foolish scattered gods!" Maldred shrieked, his voice a rasping cacophony that grated on the ears. "You thought your pitiful harmonies could silence the symphony of discord? We are the chorus, and our music will consume you all." Behind him, a motley crew of discordant beings materialized like phantoms. A one-eyed drummer with cymbals that clanged off-key, a hunchbacked flutist playing notes that clashed horribly, and a hulking vocalist whose roars shattered the very air itself. It was the remnants of the chorus, battered but unbowed, seeking vengeance for their defeat. A wave of shock and worry rippled through the gathered heroes. Dr. Walker, her face grim, addressed the team. "They shouldn't have been able to track us here. The security protocols..." But before she could finish, the air crackled with a malevolent energy. The chorus unleashed a barrage of discordant music, each note a weapon aimed at disrupting their minds and bodies. Apollo felt a wave of nausea roll through him, his celestial senses assaulted by the chaotic sounds. Artemis, ever the strategist, grabbed her bow and launched a volley of celestial arrows. But the arrows, usually lethal, seemed to harmlessly deflect from the distorted musicians. Their warped music formed an unseen barrier, a defense woven from pure discord. The battle raged on, a cacophony of violence and dissonance. Hermes, his speed useless against the chaotic music, dodged a blast of sonic energy from the one-eyed drummer. Anya, her telepathic abilities overwhelmed by the cacophony, collapsed to the ground, clutching her head. In the midst of the chaos, Apollo locked eyes with Aphrodite, the goddess of love and laughter. A glimmer of shared understanding passed between them. Aphrodite, ever the strategist, saw the flaw in their opponent's attack. They were relying solely on discord, their music devoid of any joy or humor. "Apollo," she said, her voice a beacon of calm amidst the cacophony, "we need to fight them on their own terms, with sound." "But our music isn't enough," Apollo countered, his voice tight. "They've built a resistance to our harmonies." A mischievous glint sparked in Aphrodite's eyes. "Not just harmonies, Apollo, laughter!" The idea struck Apollo like a bolt of celestial lightning. "Nitrous oxide," he breathed, a grin spreading across his face. "Remember those Fast and Furious movies Dr. Vasquez streamed for us?" Aphrodite's smile widened. "Brilliant, their music feeds on discord. Laughter, however, well, that's a different story entirely." With a shared nod, they sprang into action. Apollo, channeling his celestial power, ignited a swirling vortex of energy that sucked in the chamber's air. Simultaneously, he retrieved a canister of nitrous oxide, a relic from Dr. Vasquez's salvaged Aegis Order technology. With a flick of his wrist, he replaced the air with a concoction of laughing gas. Meanwhile, Aphrodite, her divine powers amplified, wove a melody into the chamber. It wasn't a grand symphony, but a playful, light-hearted tune, a silly little jig that wormed its way into the minds of the discordant musicians. For a moment, the battleground froze. The chorus, caught off guard by this unexpected attack, blinked their crimson eyes in confusion. Then, a thing most unexpected happened. A snort escaped the hulking vocalist, followed by a hesitant chuckle. The one-eyed drummer, his face contorting, let out a surprised yelp that morphed into a high-pitched giggle. The hunchbacked flutist, clutching his sides, doubled over in a fit of uncontrollable guffaws. Panic surged through the ranks of the chorus. Their carefully crafted discord was being overwhelmed by laughter. It was absurd, unthinkable. Yet as the effects of the nitrous oxide took hold, the laughter grew louder, more contagious. The one-eyed drummer started slapping his leg, tears streaming down his face. The hunchbacked flutist, his instrument forgotten, wheezed for air between gasps of laughter. The hulking vocalist devolved into a quivering mess, his roars replaced by helpless chortles. Maldred the maestro, however, wasn't so easily swayed. Fury contorted his face, a battle raging within him between anger and the insidious giggle bubbling up from his chest. He tried to maintain a menacing stance, but his lips twitched. He tried to unleash another discordant screech, but it came out as a strangled snort. "Pathetic," he rasped, his voice cracking. This doesn't affect me." But even as he spoke, a single uncontrollable giggle escaped his lips. Then another and another. Soon, Maldred was a writhing mess, his attempts at scowling punctuated by helpless laughter. The heroes watched in disbelief, then in delight, as their enemies were reduced to a symphony of giggles. Artemis, a rare smile gracing her lips, chuckled at the sight of the one-eyed drummer tripping over his cymbals. Even Dr. Walker, usually the epitome of stoicism, allowed a small smile to play on her lips. The battle was over, not with a bang, but with a giggle. The chorus of discord, defeated by the power of laughter and a good dose of nitrous oxide, dissolved into a heap of giggling fools. Their swirling vortex sputtered and died, leaving them stranded in the chamber, helpless and humiliated. As the laughter subsided, a sense of accomplishment settled upon the heroes. They had faced a dangerous threat and emerged victorious with an unconventional yet undeniably effective strategy. Well, that was, Hermes began, searching for the right words, unexpected. Apollo clapped him on the shoulder, his grin still wide. Unexpected, but effective. We'll take any advantage we can get in this crazy multiverse, right? Indeed, Dr. Walker agreed, her voice regaining its usual authority. Now, let's get these disarmed comedians back where they belong. The heroes spent the next few hours securing the incapacitated chorus members and devising a plan for their imprisonment. The nitrous oxide, fortunately, had only a temporary effect, and the chorus would eventually regain their composure, though with a newfound respect for the power of laughter, hopefully. The victory, however, was tempered by the knowledge that the battle with the chorus was just a skirmish in a larger war. The echoes of the Devourer still lingered, and the mysterious message about the Nexus remained a puzzle to be solved. But for now, the heroes allowed themselves a moment of celebration. They had faced adversity and emerged stronger, united not only by their celestial powers, but by the unexpected bond forged in the face of laughter. After all, who knew that a little fast and furious science and a touch of Aphrodite's magic could be the key to defeating a villainous orchestra? The multiverse, it seemed, was always full of surprises, and the scattered gods were ready to face them, laughter and all. If you're enjoying the epic adventures of the Scattered Gods and want to support our creative endeavors, consider joining our Patreon community. Gain access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content, early access to chapters, and special rewards that'll make you feel like a true celestial hero. Your support fuels our storytelling journey and helps us bring more excitement and wonder to the multiverse. Join us on Patreon today and become a part of the epic saga